Hello friends, welcome back to HB Kapadia School. Myself is Kunal Pandya and this is my introduction, and today we are going to start a very important topic, and the topic is graphs. Okay, yes, graphs are very much important for the studies of 11th and 12th also, and the graph which we are going to study are like this. Okay, we are going to study about the graph of x versus t, that is a graph of position versus time. We'll study the graph of velocity versus time. We'll study the graph of acceleration versus time. So today I'm going to give you information about more than 50 graphs. Yes, I'm serious. Around 50 graphs we will study today, and what information we extract from these graphs are like this. If we see the graph of x versus t, and if we find out the slope, I will teach you what is the slope. If we find out the slope of the graph of x versus t, then it gives the information about velocity. If we find out the area of x versus t graph, then we are not having any information there, so therefore I have written no info. If we draw the graph of velocity versus time, and if we find out the slope of that, then we'll get the information about acceleration. And if we find out the area of velocity versus time graph, then we'll get the information about displacement. Similarly, for acceleration versus time, if we find out the slope, we'll not have any information, and if we find out the area, we'll get the information about velocity. So how we are going to have such informations with the help of graph? So let's see step by step how are we getting the information. First of all, let us see the graph of x versus t. Okay, this is a simple graph of x versus t. Over here written it is x and this is t. Here we'll consider x to be the displacement, or we can say it is a position, and delta x is of course called the displacement. So if it is a uniform motion, I have mentioned here, if it is a uniform motion, it means imagine you are riding a bike with a speed of 50 km per hour. Okay, this is your speed. Okay, your speed is 50 km per hour. So in that case, the graph of x versus t will be like this. Initially at time t is equal to 0, your velocity will be 0. It's not necessary always it's 0, but we are considering as if when the time is 0, your position is 0. Okay, position is at 0 and velocity is also 0. Now as you move ahead, your position will change. Okay, it will move away from the origin, and of course the time always will increase. Okay, so if after 1 hour the velocity is 50 km per hour, then your distance covered will be 50 km. So after 2 hours your distance covered will be 100 km, and so on. Such a type of motion is called uniform motion. Okay, in which the velocity remains constant. Okay, so if velocity remains constant, then the graph is said to be of the uniform motion. Let's see the next graph. See, if you are moving along somewhere along the negative direction, then your graph of x versus t will be like this. Okay, if you are at the origin, and from the origin if you are moving towards the negative x-axis, and then in that case your graph will be like this. Okay, let me explain you it in detail. Imagine this is suppose the x-axis. If you are standing at this point, if you move towards positive x-axis, then your graph will be like this. Okay, you are moving towards positive x-axis. See, when I'm drawing x-axis along this vertical line, it means that if you are moving in the upper direction of the vertical line, then it is considered to be positive, and if when you are moving downward, then it is considered to be negative. So in this case it is considered to be negative. Let's see another graph. First of all, let's see some information what we can extract from this one. If we draw the slope of this graph, let us see what information do we get from the slope. See, first of all, the graph of x versus t, imagine if it is like this. Okay, this is a graph of x versus t. It is making an angle of theta with time axis. Okay, now if I take any 2 points, arbitrary points means I'm taking just random points over here, 1 point over here and 1 point is here. This is point A, this is point B. Now if I draw a triangle, it should be a right angle triangle. So if I draw a triangle, this angle also is theta. In that case, we can say this much length, this is BC suppose, it is parallel to the position axis, and this length BC will indicate delta x. It is somewhere change in the value of x. Okay, let this be x1, let this be x2. We can say delta x is the change in position. Similarly, delta t is the change in time. So if I find out the tan theta at this point if we find out tan theta, then we know that tan theta is length of opposite side upon length of adjacent side. We'll get BC by AC. This BC by AC will give delta x by delta t, and that will give information about velocity. And this tan theta is nothing but the slope of this graph. Okay, so with the help of slope, or we can say tan theta, we can find out the information about velocity. Okay, so it's quite simple. If you are not able to understand, I will suggest you to repeat this video again and again. More you see this video, you will be able to understand better. So this was the information we get from the slope of the graph. So let's see again. In case of x versus t, if we find out the slope, then we get the information about velocity. Okay, by finding out area, we are not able to have any information. So let's proceed further. This is again the slope. If it is moving along this negative direction, of course we will get the negative slope. Okay, the angle theta will be somewhere over here, and in that case the velocity will be negative. Okay, velocity is considered to be negative. Why? Because the object is moving along negative x direction. Okay, again I'm repeating, what is negative x direction? When the object is moving in the negative x direction, like you see this, I have taken vertical axis to be the position. So whenever the object is moving in vertically upward direction for this graph, then it is considered to be positive, and when it is moving in downward direction, we are considering it to be negative. So in that way the velocity will be negative in this case. So this velocity is negative. Okay, have you ever thought about what will be the acceleration in this case? See, imagine in this case the angle theta at this point or at this point, at both the points angle is remaining the same. Even if I take a triangle at this point, we can take the triangle at any point, it should be a right angle triangle, that is the condition. So if I am taking an angle at this point, okay, this angle is suppose theta, so in that case also if I find out the value of tan theta, then it will give the same results it was giving for this AC and BC. So therefore we can say that at each and every point of this line the velocity is remaining constant. So if the velocity is constant, then acceleration is always 0. Okay, if velocity is constant, then of course acceleration will be 0. So over here also velocity is of course negative, but velocity over here is also constant. Velocity is constant, therefore in this case also acceleration will be 0. Okay, there will be no acceleration produced in this case. Okay, so let's see next. First of all, I'm discussing all the graphs along the negative x direction, and then we'll see what are the graphs along the positive x direction. See, what if the graph is like this? The graph is like this, then we can say that the slope at each and every point are different. See, in this case, in previous cases the angle is theta, here also we are having angle theta, but in this case if we find out theta at this point and similarly theta at this point, so you're finding out theta at these two particular points. Again I'm finding out theta at this point and I'm finding out theta at this point, and of course this is theta 1, suppose this is theta 2. Apparently we can see that theta 1 is greater than theta 2, so therefore we can say tan theta 1 will be greater than tan theta 2. So if tan theta 1 is greater than tan theta 2, then we can say velocity v1 will be greater than v2. So at this point velocity will be greater, at this point the velocity will be less. Okay, so velocity will be greater at this point, velocity will be less at this point. Okay, so this is v1 and v2. Now imagine a train is accelerating. Okay, imagine a train, yes, you may be able to hear the horn of the train. Imagine a train is accelerating, it is approaching you. In that case the graph will be like this. Okay, so when the train is accelerating, the graph of x versus t will be like this. This is the graph of acceleration. Okay, how can we say this is the acceleration? So for that we have to take two angles. Imagine a theta at this point and imagine a theta at this point. So for these two particular points, these two particular angles, if this angle is theta 1, this angle is theta 2, this is ABC, or just, yes, if I see this angle theta 1 and theta 2, we can say theta 2 in this case is greater than theta 1. So therefore tan theta 2 will be greater than tan theta 1. So therefore V2 will be greater than V1. Okay, so it means that as the time passes, okay, the velocity is increasing. When the velocity is increasing, then we can say it is acceleration. But remember, in this case the acceleration will have a negative direction. Why? Because the object is moving along the negative x direction. So therefore acceleration of course is there, but it is along the negative x direction. Okay, similarly in this case we are having a retardation. The velocity is decreasing, it is called retardation, but this retardation is along negative x direction. Okay, so again this is acceleration and this is retardation. Let's see the graph when the object is stationary, or we can say at rest. When the object is at rest, then the graph is like this. As the time passes, let me draw a straight line. I'm trying to draw a straight line. Yes, so when the object is at rest, its graph will go like this. Why? Because this object is somewhere at this position. Here the time is changing, but the position along with the time is not changing. So if the position doesn't change with time, then we can say the object is at rest, or we can say it is stationary. Okay, so this was the graph of x versus t for an object which is at rest at somewhere along negative direction. It means imagine an object is lying at a coordinate of -4 meter. Okay, imagine an object which is at -4 meter from the origin, then the graph of x versus t will be like this. Okay, it is remaining at rest, it is remaining at -4 meter itself, even if the time changes. Okay, in other way we can also say that for this particular graph there is no such angle. We are not able to find an angle theta anywhere. In this case we can say theta is equal to 0. So if theta is equal to 0, tan theta is also 0, because tan 0 is equal to 0. If tan theta is equal to 0, we can say velocity is equal to 0. When velocity is 0, we can say object is considered to be at rest. Okay, so if velocity is 0, we can say object is at rest. So this was the graph for a stationary object. Let's see, yes, we have too many graphs. Okay, so be patient and listen carefully. Again, if you have a graph of x versus t like this, okay, what does this mean? What do you think? In this case we can say that the position is changing. Yes, position is changing. This is initially at 1 meter, minus, this is -2 meter, and so on, and the time is 2 seconds. Okay, so this such type of graphs are never possible. Okay, such type of graph are impossible. Why? Because the time is remaining constant. Okay, we cannot keep a time constant. A single particle cannot move simultaneously in different directions, or we can say it is the single particle is at two different positions at the same time. So such thing is not possible yet. Okay, so let's see a non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion means if you are just riding a bike and you just go like this. Okay, so we can say this graph is said to be non-uniform. Okay, the velocity is not remaining constant. The velocity for non-uniform graph can also be written like this. You can also draw the graph like this. So all these graphs are of non-uniform motion. Okay, again let's see the slope. How are we finding out the slope? If this angle is theta, this angle is also theta. Over here, if you take this whole triangle, then also we are getting this angle theta. So if the theta is remaining constant, we can say tan theta also remains constant. If tan theta remains constant, we can say velocity also remains constant. Okay, so this is a graph of x versus t and this is the slope. Now again imagine a graph like this. You can see in this case also, like we have taken in the previous case, the position is changing. We can say this is initially at 1 meter, later on it came at 2 meter, but the time has not changed. It is imagine suppose 3 second. Okay, at 3 second the object is simultaneously at 1 meter and 2 meter. Such things are not possible, so therefore such type of graph is not possible. Okay, because the time cannot remain constant. Let's see another graph of x versus t. If we are having a graph like this, so if we find out the slope near this point, and we find out slope at this point, so we can say that if this angle is theta 1, if this angle is suppose theta 2, so of course this theta 1 seems to be greater than theta 2, so therefore tan theta 1 will be greater than tan theta 2. So therefore v1 will be greater than v2. It means that as the time increases, the velocity in this case is decreasing. So therefore this is a graph of retardation. This is retardation along positive x direction. Once again, in previous case, in this case, there was a retardation. Okay, the velocity was decreasing. This was a retardation. This is retardation along negative x direction, and in this case it is a retardation along positive x direction. Okay, so in both cases we are having retardation, one along positive x direction, one along the negative x direction. See, in this case we can also say that after some time this graph is getting flat. When this graph gets flat, at that time theta becomes a 0. When the theta becomes 0, we can say object is at rest. How? In this case, see, we have studied. Yes, over here I just told you, when the graph is parallel to the time axis, then we can say object is at rest. So once again, over here the graph is getting flat. When the graph gets flat, it will be parallel to the time axis, and we can say the object is at rest. Okay, so so in this case, when initially the velocity was greater, later on the velocity decreased, and at last the object is at rest, so therefore it is said to be retardation. Now let's see what happens in case of acceleration. If it is accelerating, then the graph will be like this. Okay, initially the angle is less. If this angle is suppose theta 1, over here this angle is theta 1, and if at this point angle is theta 2, then of course we can say theta 1 is greater than theta 2. So therefore tan theta 1 will be greater than tan theta 2. So therefore v1 will be greater than v2. Okay, so over here we can say there the object is accelerating. We can say over here the acceleration is there. This acceleration is along positive x direction. Okay, this acceleration is along positive x direction because the object is moving along the positive x direction. Okay, in this case if this velocity later on increases, then the graph will be like this, but it will be never be parallel to the x-axis. Okay, that impossible graph is not over here. This is x and t. The graph will be not like this. After some time the graph will be remaining somewhat parallel to the it will be having some angle. This angle will not be 10 to 90 degree. Okay, so if it becomes 90 degree, then there such graphs are not possible. So let's see a graph. Yes, some people might understand which type of graph is this. Okay, so tell me in the comment section which type of graph is this. Okay, so this question is for you people. Tell me in the comment section. Once again, x versus t. What if the graph is like this? So this graph suggests that initially the object is along positive x direction, but as the time increases, the object is moving towards the negative x direction. It means that imagine a person initially it is at minus 2 meter, this is minus 1 meter, this is 0, 1 and 2. If a person is running towards positive x direction, so there will be a point, initially that person is at plus 2, this person is at plus 2, this is plus 2, suppose he is moving towards negative x direction, so therefore a point will come when he is at origin, okay, this is this point, okay, and later on when he is moving along the negative direction, you can say graph goes towards the negative direction. So it means that in this case the velocity is considered to be negative, okay, the direction of velocity is negative. Why? Because the person is, no doubt, he is initially in positive x direction, but it is moving towards negative x direction, and the object is moving towards negative direction. We have to consider velocity to be negative. Even if the graph is like this, the x versus t graph is like this, then also we have to consider this is negative velocity, okay. No doubt the object is along the positive direction, at the end point also he is in positive direction, but in this case he is moving towards the negative direction, therefore the velocity is considered to be negative. So initially when he is at 4 meter, later on he comes at suppose 1 meter, so actually he is moving towards the negative x direction, so that's why we have to consider the velocity to be negative. If the velocity, x versus t graph is like this, okay, so we can say that the object initially is at positive direction and he is moving towards more positive direction, so in this case the velocity will be positive, okay. So for this case the velocity is considered to be positive. So if a graph is like this, okay, if he initially is in the negative direction and later on he moved towards further in the negative direction, in this case we have to consider velocity, okay, it is considered to be negative, okay, because he is going more towards the negative direction, okay. If the graph is like this, then the velocity is considered to be positive. Why? Because no doubt he initially is in negative direction, but he is moving towards the positive direction. This graph can be imagined like this. Initially object is at minus 2, and he is moving towards positive direction. When the object moves towards the positive direction, you have to consider the velocity to be positive. So positive and negative depends on in which direction the object is moving, okay. I hope you are able to understand this thing. What if the graph is like this? So initially object is at origin, and it is moving towards negative direction. So if the object initially is at origin and if it is moving towards negative direction, we have to take the graph like this, okay. This will be the graph for the value when the object is moving towards negative direction. And of course we have taken this case. Once again I will tell you, this is the case when the object initially is at origin and it is moving towards positive x direction, okay. So I hope these examples are more than enough for you people to understand the graph of x versus t. So let us proceed for the velocity versus time graph, okay. We'll see the graph of velocity versus time. See, this graph is very important because it gives the maximum information. See, I have told you in the previous slide, in the first slide itself, yes, I will suggest you should write this thing right now, so that when I am teaching the graph you will be able to understand better. So I will suggest you to pause this video and write down this thing. So when we are studying the graph of velocity versus time, when we are finding out the slope, it will give information about acceleration. When we find out the area of the graph, it will give information about displacement. It means it is giving maximum information. Why? Because x versus t somewhere, while finding out area, it is not giving any information, and acceleration versus time also is not giving any information when we are finding out slope. But the velocity versus time gives the maximum information. It gives information about acceleration, it gives information about displacement. So maximum information can be extracted with the help of the graph of v versus t. So this is very important, and I will suggest you people to concentrate more. So this is a graph of velocity versus time. If the graph of v versus t is like this, okay, exactly a straight line, then we can say velocity is constant. Okay, it is not changing. When the velocity is constant, acceleration is 0, but the displacement is not 0. Okay, x is not 0, I mean delta x. Okay, object will be displaced from one point to another point. So over here, when the velocity is constant, acceleration will be 0, but delta x will not be 0. If I find out the slope of this graph, it will give information about what? See, this is the graph of v versus t. Okay, I'm finding out the slope of this graph. This is theta, this is a, b and c. So when I'm finding out the value of tan theta will be AB by BC. Actually this AB is parallel to the velocity axis. We can see this is the change in velocity, this is change in time. Why? Because this is over here. We can see this is the time axis, this is the change in time. So this will be delta V by delta T. When there is a change in velocity with respect to time, we know that it's called acceleration. So therefore we'll get A. So the graph of V versus T gives the information about acceleration. When we find out tan theta, this tan theta itself is called slope. Okay, so if we find out the slope of graph of v versus t, we will get the information about acceleration. Okay, if we find out the area of this graph, if I'm finding out area, this is 0, this is t, over here velocity is suppose v. Okay, so if I find out this much area, we can write area is equal to half into base, that is 0 to d, we get t, into height is v. So if we find out velocity into time, we will get the information about displacement. So we'll get displacement we find when we find out the area of v versus t graph. Okay, now what does this graph indicate? Yes, right, perfectly. This is initial velocity v. The velocity initial is positive, but later on when it is moving, when the time increases, the velocity is decreasing, it becomes 0 and it increases along the negative direction. So in this case we can say the object is retarding. Why retardation? Because initially velocity is v, but after some time it becomes 0. Okay, so velocity is decreasing actually, and when it is moving along the negative direction, in negative direction there is acceleration, but when the acceleration is in negative direction, it is considered to be retardation. Okay, so if you are not able to understand, I will suggest you to go back for few 10 or 20 seconds and listen it again. So when the initially when the velocity is positive, when the object is moving towards negative direction, okay, so velocity is the graph of v versus t will be like this. Okay, so let's see next. Sorry. Now if the graph of velocity versus time is like this, you can say the object actually is retarding. Okay, or we can say it is accelerating along negative direction. Okay, velocity in this case is negative, so we can say it is retarding. Sorry, this is retardation, and retardation is along negative x direction. Sorry, negative x direction. Yes. Okay, let's see this graph. If the graph of v versus t is like this, this means that the velocity, sorry, like this. Okay, this means that the object is having acceleration and initial velocity is 0. Okay, and this acceleration is positive, and if it is like this, you can say it is of course acceleration, but along a negative direction we can consider it to be retardation. But if the graph is like this, then we can say that in this case the acceleration is increasing. See, if we consider theta at this point, this angle is theta 1, suppose later on the angle becomes theta 2, then we can say that theta 2 is greater than theta 1, therefore tan theta 2 is greater than tan theta 1, therefore acceleration a2 is greater than acceleration a1. It means the acceleration is increasing. When the acceleration is increasing, we are not having any information about it. Okay, we will not get any information when the acceleration is increasing. Now imagine a graph like this. Such type of graph is never possible. Why? Because this graph suggests that when the time the velocity is changing along with time. In this case, initially velocity is suppose 2 meter per second. After some time the velocity becomes 3 meter per second, but the time is remaining constant somewhere over here. Like if the time is 3 seconds, then the velocity is changing but the time is remaining constant. Such things are not possible. Okay, time cannot remain constant. So that was enough for the graph of velocity versus time. Let's see the graph of acceleration versus time graph. The acceleration versus time graph, if the acceleration is 0, or we can say velocity is remaining constant, then the graph will remain on the time axis. Okay, this graph, okay, I'm carefully I'm shading this portion on the time axis. Okay, so let me highlight this part. So if the graph is like this, if the graph is along the time axis, then we can say that the acceleration is 0. Okay, acceleration is 0. It doesn't mean the velocity is 0. Okay, over here acceleration is 0. Acceleration is 0, but velocity may or may not be 0. Okay, it depends on the condition. So for this acceleration is 0, but if the graph is like this, acceleration is not 0, and if we find out this much area, this area will give information about, so this much is delta t and this is acceleration. If we multiply acceleration and time, we will get the information about velocity. Okay, so the area of graph of v versus t gives the information about velocity. Okay, so if a graph is like this, then it doesn't give any information. Okay, because in this case again the acceleration is increasing, and the physical quantity which indicates the increase in acceleration, it is not there in our syllabus. Okay, if the graph is like this, then we can say the acceleration is negative, or we can say that acceleration is in negative direction. Okay, acceleration is in negative. It means acceleration is in negative direction, or we can say for positive direction it is retardation. Okay, once again acceleration is in negative direction, it means there is retardation for, I am writing it down for you people, is retardation for, or we can say retardation in positive direction. We'll study this thing, or we can say this retardation in a positive direction better when we are studying about the projectile motion, which is there in chapter number 4, and also over here when we study about the freely falling objects. Okay, so if the graph is like this, then also you don't have any information, because in this case also the acceleration is increasing. If the graph is like this, we can say the acceleration initially is a 2 meter per second square. After some time the acceleration becomes a 4 meter per second square, and so on. The acceleration is increasing but the time is remaining constant. Such things are never possible. Okay, the time cannot remain constant for different accelerations, or we can say time can never remain constant. Now let's see the graph which are given in NCERT. Okay, so this is a graph given in NCERT. This is a velocity versus time graph. Of course, this velocity is increasing. Initially velocity is not 0. So this is a graph of v versus t when the initial velocity is not 0. See, in this case we can say the acceleration will be positive. So here it is written, the velocity time graph for the motions with constant acceleration. In all these cases we can say the acceleration is remaining constant. Why? Because the in this all these cases the theta is remaining constant. If we find out theta at all these points, theta is remaining constant. So velocity time graph of motions with constant acceleration. Part A, it is a motion in positive direction with positive acceleration. See, this is the motion in positive direction, and in this case also the acceleration is positive. Okay, why? Because the theta in this case, if we find out the angle theta for this particular case, is theta, then theta is positive. Okay, if we find out theta in this case, then the theta is negative. Okay, because the graph, see, in this case the velocity is decreasing. When the velocity decreasing, we can say it is a retardation. So for first case, see these lines, motion is in positive direction. Why? Because the velocity is in positive direction and the acceleration is positive. Acceleration is positive because the velocity is increasing. In second case, the velocity is decreasing. So therefore, yes, motion is of course along the positive direction. See, motion in positive direction with negative acceleration. The acceleration in this case is negative because the velocity, the magnitude of the velocity is decreasing. Okay. C part, what do you think? We can say in this case the velocity initially is negative and is going towards negative direction. Of course the velocity is decreasing, but it is increasing, but it is increasing along negative direction. We can say motion in negative direction with negative acceleration. So motion in negative direction. Why? Because it is moving towards negative direction, and acceleration is negative. Why? Because of course it is moving towards negative. In no doubt it's increasing in negative direction. The increasing in negative is considered to be more negative. Okay. D part, motion of an object with negative acceleration. See, in this case the acceleration of course is negative. That changes direction at time t1. At time t1, see, the velocity becomes 0. When the velocity becomes 0 and when it is moving in the opposite direction, we can say it has changed its direction. This question was there in JEE 2013, I think. It was there in 2013 or 2014 maybe. Same question was there. Same question was also asked in I think NEET examination. So this was the question, and the question was like this, that if an object is thrown in upward direction, then what will be the graph of velocity versus time? So when the object is thrown in upward direction, initially velocity is not 0. We are throwing object in upward direction. Okay, so we are giving some velocity. So initially velocity is not 0, but when the object is going in upward direction, at some particular point the velocity becomes 0. See, at time t1 velocity becomes 0, and when it comes back, we can say it has changed its direction. Initially it was moving in upward direction, but later on it is moving in downward direction. So at particular time t1, the velocity, the magnitude of the velocity has changed. The direction is changed, and it is moving towards the negative direction. So this was the graph asked in 2013, and the question was what will be the graph of v versus t when the object is thrown in upward direction. So this was the answer, and three other options were given, which were not, of course, incorrect. So between 0 and t1, it moves in positive x direction. See, imagine a stone thrown in upward direction. It initially moves in the positive direction, and after time t1, from time t1 to t2, it is moving in opposite direction. So this graph is given in NCERT, and same question was asked in JEE as well as in NEET. Okay, if possible, I will show you when we meet in our regular class. This is another graph which is shown in NCERT. This is a position time graph for the motion with positive acceleration. See, in this case the acceleration is positive. Why? Because the graph is going like this. So initially the angle will be less, but as we go further, the theta will increase. As the theta increases, we can say the velocity is positive. In this case the velocity is decreasing. See, if you find out theta somewhere over here, let me draw it again. If you find out theta at this point, and if you find out theta at this point, we can say the velocity is decreasing. When the velocity is decreasing, we can say the acceleration is negative. This graph, see, for this graph, at all the points the theta is not changing, theta is remaining constant. Theta is constant, so therefore we can say tan theta is constant. So if tan theta is constant, we can say velocity is constant, and if velocity is constant, acceleration is 0. So for C, it is written it is 0 acceleration, and I have shown you how the acceleration is 0. Now let's see this graph. In this see, this is a graph of v versus t for an object. It's a special case when the initial velocity is v0 and the object is moving towards the positive direction. Actually, this graph is used to find out the equation of motion. Okay, like the equation of motion, s is equal to ut plus half at square, or we can say v is equal to u plus at. All these equations can be found out with the help of this formula, sorry, this graph. Next lecture we are going to study this graph in detail. Okay, we'll derive this equation, s is equal to ut plus half at square. It's quite simple. Even you can also derive right now by just pause the video and find out the area of this much portion which I have shaded. If you find out the area, you will get this equation. Okay, and if you find out the slope of this graph, if this angle is considered to be theta, and if you find out the tan theta, you will of course get this equation. Okay, it is very, very simple. We will derive it in next lecture. So this is a graph which is given for a freely falling object. Imagine an object which is initially at rest. Okay, imagine an object in my hand like this. Okay, this is an object which is in my hand. Okay, if I throw it like this, okay, by keeping its initial velocity to be 0, and the initial velocity is 0, and if I throw this object, okay, in downward direction, in that case the initially object is at rest, we can say it is at 0. Over here also its velocity is 0, but acceleration of course is not 0, because acceleration is acceleration due to gravity, and throughout the motion the acceleration will remain same, and it will remain 9.8 meter per second square. As the object is moving in downward direction, acceleration is considered to be negative, so it is written negative because the object is moving in downward direction. Okay, the velocity versus time graph. Velocity, no doubt it is increasing. See, when I throw the object, or you can also do this same thing with an object which doesn't break. Okay, so if you take any object and if you just allow it to fall freely, it means you have to keep the initial velocity to be 0. You're not supposed to throw like this. Okay, so when the initial velocity is 0 and if you just release it, then it moves in the negative x direction. Negative x direction, it means negative velocity, and when the velocity is negative, of course it is increasing, but it is increasing along negative direction. So therefore the graph will be like this, and the acceleration is constant, it is not changing. Earth will not change the acceleration due to gravity, so therefore the graph will be like this. Okay, and of course when the acceleration is there, then the graph of x versus t. Over here they have taken y in NCERT, we can also take x, we can take r, whatever we like. So if y versus t graph is like this, we know that this is the graph for acceleration. So it's quite simple. Okay, initially the velocity was less, but later on the velocity increases, but the velocity is increasing along negative direction. Okay, so there is a variation of distance with time, but there is acceleration. So all these three graphs are for accelerations. This is the v versus t graph which suggests the acceleration. This is a graph of a versus t in which there is acceleration. This is a graph of x versus t in which we have acceleration. So what will be there in this case? This is a graph of x versus t. See, both are having same type of angle. These lines are parallel. If we find out angle at this point, and if we find out angle for this point, okay, this both angle will be same. We can say if this is theta a, for this, if it is theta a, this angle is suppose theta b, I can say theta a is equal to theta b. So therefore tan theta a will be equal to tan theta b. Sorry, yes, tan theta b. So therefore we can say VA is equal to VB. So therefore it is written over here, the position time graph of two objects with equal velocities. Why velocities are equal? Because angles are equal. These things are not written in NCERT. I will suggest to write down each and everything which I have written in this video. Okay, so see this graph. In this graph, if we find out the angles, specific angles, I have drawn a line, horizontal line, which will give two angles. This is the angle for B. We can say this is theta B. This is theta A. So if I see, it is clear from this figure that theta A is greater than theta B. I will suggest you to find out this velocity. Okay, you can find out with the help of tan theta. Find out the tan theta and write in comment section what is velocity of A and what is velocity of B. Okay, so this theta A and theta B. Theta A is greater than theta B. We can say therefore tan theta A will be greater than tan theta B. So therefore we can say VA is greater than VB. So it is written over here, position time graph of two objects with unequal velocities. Over here the velocities are unequal, showing the time of meeting. Okay, they can meet when the velocities are different, they can meet at a given point. So this is the point where they will meet. Okay, so this graph, in this graph the velocity, one of the velocity is negative, one of the velocity is positive. See, in this case both the velocities were in the positive direction. Both the objects were moving along the positive x direction. It means in this case the two objects, one object, we can say this A specifically, which is having more velocity, is overtaking B. We can consider theta A to be one of the car, theta B is another car. We can say theta is overtaking car B. Why? Because the velocity of A is greater than velocity of B. But if the car are moving in opposite direction, if two things are moving in opposite direction, one along the positive x direction, another along the negative x direction, then the graph will be like this. Of course they will meet each other, but they will be in the opposite direction. Okay, so in this case two objects are moving in the same direction, one is having lesser velocity, another is having greater velocity, but in this graph the velocities are in opposite direction. Okay, one is moving along the positive x direction, another is moving along the negative x direction. Okay, so of course they will meet at a given point, at the point of intersection. Over here it is given the time is 1 second, or yes, 1 second. This is a graph of position versus time graph with velocities in the opposite direction, showing the time of meeting. At the time of meeting the velocity is 1. So I will expect that from you people, that you should find out velocity of A and velocity of B. Okay, in this case also write in the comment section, write this is the answer for 3.18, figure 3.18, and this is the answer for figure number 3.17. So write down the answers for 3.17, VA and VB. Write down the answers for VA and VB for 3.18. I will be waiting for your response. So this is the most biggest thing. See, you have to have a self-discipline in yourself. Do the homework and you have to draw all the graphs. Okay, I have missed something over here, all the graphs of NCERT 5 times. Okay, and the graph which I have drawn, you have to do it one time. Okay, one time the graph which I have shown you, and 5 times the graph which are there in NCERT. Of course I have explained each and every graph in detail. Even if you are having a problem, you can tell me in the comment section. Okay, so that was all for today. So thank you very much. In next lecture we will derive the equation of motion with the help of the graphical method. Okay, bye bye.